Right, that should be better. Do we have a microphone? Okay, microphone. There we go. Right, okay, so let's start over from the top. Apologies. Did not realize that the microphone wasn't working. So I'll have to give a quick catch up on what's been going on. So, I guess I'm gotta reset myself. So, back to the introductions. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm TAC Delta. This is the Performance Racing League. We're in Season 5, Round 16 at Brazil. This is the penultimate race of the season. As far as the championship battle goes, it is down to just these two lads, Lucozade and Tar Heels, the Mercedes and Red Bull drivers. The Constructors' Championship is still a three-way running between the Ferrari, the Mercedes, and the Red Bull. However, it looks like it will be pushing Ferrari out of the running in this race. A lot of points to get, and not a lot of points left for them. So we see Lucozade putting up a 1:11, and we're actually moving to a dry track now. Drivers were on a wet track, so we'll start seeing the lap times really start to pour in here in the last couple of minutes. I'm not sure who the last one out was, or the last one across the line, or the first. Let's see if Chaos will provide us some entertainment here. Everybody's going to have improved lap times, so we're not going to worry too much about the Delta. Chaos Druid's going to come across with no improvement. Oh, Chaos is still on the intermediate tire. So it's not gone dry for Chaos. Bobby Yaga will set an 11.8. And next across the line is going to be the other Ferrari of Shep. Shep's looking to make an improvement. Goes to a 109.1. So well done to Shep. Had a little bit of practice from the Tier 2 race. Tar Heels and the Red Bull came across in a 110. They're setting times real fast now. Hayscran with a 109.8. Tar Heels now with a 110.7, so he'll be looking to improve that. He's already on the process. And it looks like Disgruntled is going to be our last driver across the line before qualifying ends. So we'll reset and follow along here. This is Baba Yaga, who's currently 1 second down. Baba Yaga is going to come across the line and take fourth with a 110.7. Chaos Druid will be next. On the intermediate tire, does not set a lap time, not a competitive lap time. Canucks already got himself in with a 114. So must not have gotten across the line quite in time. Lucozade looking to improve. Don't know that they will. Shep doesn't improve. Tar Heels will take the pole position away from him with a 120.1. Let's see what Lucozade can fare. No, Lucozade's going to come into the pits. I think this will be our grid order. Disgruntled is also diving into the pits. So this will be our grid with Shep dropping in between. Lucozade not finding the time that they needed. Track must have been a little more greasy when they went out. We've got our chat here now. Be curious to see if that pops up on the stream, but I can see it, which is great. So that'll put Tar Heels and Shep on the front row, followed by Hayescrane and Femi. Baba Yaga and Sheriff Shaft will line up on the third row. Lucasade, a 7th position, way back. It's a little bit farther back than Lucasade would have wanted. And joined on the 4th row by Disgruntled Muppet. Alright, on the 5th row, Northern Canuck, and then Dutch and Chaos Druid will round out the grid. These two drivers not able to get times in on the soft tire. So yeah, apologies for the drop in qualifying. You may have noticed, hopefully you've noticed, if not, then that's unfortunate, but stream quality for Tier 3 should be a little bit better than I usually produce. I have happened my way into an upgraded piece of hardware, so we should have higher quality streaming, although with that upgraded hardware, I didn't realize that the microphone was turned off, which is not intentional. But we're good now. We should be set. If you're familiar with the Performance Racing League, you'll know what is coming up next. But for those of you who aren't, we'll take this time. This is a 2-minute rest time for the drivers. They get time to prep their strategy and also prep themselves for the race. So we will take a quick 2-minute break, and I'll be right back with you. Well, it looks like somebody's jumped the gun. The drivers have readied up early. So they will be hitting the track a little earlier than we anticipated. Let's see. So, with championships wise, Lucasade currently holds the lead by 14 points. The max a driver can earn is 53 in a race. So, Tar Heels needs to finish within 39 points of Lucasade. So, if the math's correct, and Lucasade did not take pole position, which I believe is worth 2 points. So that means the most Lucasade can bring home today is 51 points. So 51 minus the 14-point gap, that's 37. So if Lucasade were to finish first, he would need Tar Heels to finish 10th or 11th. And I don't know that Tar Heels is going to finish that far back. We'll see. So Lucasade in first, Tar Heels in 10th or 11th, and that will seal the deal for Lucasade. But that's a far way out. We've got 36 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. They're out, and the drivers are away. See Williams getting a good start in the back. Looks like Shep pulling out a little bit of a gap there on Tar Heels. They're still battling for that front position. Tar Heels gets holds up his teammate, and Shep has pulled out the early lead of this one. Drivers getting through the first few bits kind of orderly. Looks like Shep giving up the position here to Tar Heels, coming around the inside. Both of these drivers taking part in the Tier 2 race, so they've both got some practice, although I don't believe they battled each other very much during the race. Got a yellow in Sector 2. I see the Haas of Disgruntled and the Aston Martin of Chaos Druid tangled up back there. Those two will take a second to get going. Other than that, all the drivers threw pretty well. Tar Heels took pole position and will lead the race. Oh, that pole position puts another 2 points to his name, I recall. So it would still be 39 points. No, should only be 35 points. The difference between the two. I'm not sure. My brain is not in math mode at the moment. It's in racing mode. So our gaps are a little messed up, but the order's still correct. Got Tar Heels holding back Shep by some amount. Clearly not a minute and 12 seconds. But we'll see those gaps fixed as we get through the rest of the race here. Drivers running through quite nicely in a line. Tight gaps all around, but not really any overtakes yet. Brazil is a fun track in that sense. It's typically quite tight. So it's not always easy to get an overtake here. Tar Heels is going to set an 11.4 as the fastest lap. Shep's going to get real close. Going for the move. We will have the DRS. He's going to look on the inside. He's going to stick it. These drivers getting so close, but Shep going to make Tar Heels back out. And it looks like a yellow is they're all slowing down quite a bit. A virtual safety car, maybe? I wouldn't think it's a full one, and I don't see the safety car coming out onto the track. So I believe we've gone under a virtual safety car, not sure for what. All 11 drivers appear to be moving just fine. Ooh, Dutch and Canuck both picking up penalties for speeding under the safety car. That's going to hurt them both. They will likely want to take that sooner rather than later. Damage is already done. See Lucas Aid making a move on Cher Shaft in the back there, but Cher Shaft coming into the pits. And maybe Cher, the one who was taking a detour, picked a little bit of damage. He should be in the box now. We can go see if he's getting a fresh wing. Looks like it. So Cher with the fresh wing and the medium tire coming back out onto the track. Let's see where our closest battle is. It's probably Femi on Baba Yaga, although still has quite a ways to go. Overtaking is not impossible on this track. It's just very easy to stay in a line. It was easy to follow here before the new regulations, and that's become even easier, but it's not necessarily as easy to overtake. You have some very dangerous positions you can go around the outside. This DRS zone is usually quite strong, but you still need to be within probably closer to a half second to actually get an overtake out of it. That's Canuck coming into the pit lane, and Dutch. So they're serving their virtual safety car infringements. Femi popping the DRS in an attempt to get caught up to the Ferrari of Babiaga. Again, the DRS can be strong on the front straight, but that's not everything you need. You need to be able to keep up with that driver through all the twists and turns. And it is possible. It's just not the easiest thing to do. But it provides a good show, good competition. So we check you up on our leaders here. Shep has pulled a good distance on Tar Heels. See another yellow. It looks like a Haas has spun. That might be disgruntled. The Femi still chasing down Babiaga, but not really making much ground. The drivers are staying somewhat tight together, which is always good to see. Always fun, always entertaining, but Femi not making much of an advance. Let's check up on Northern Canuck here, chasing down Chaos Druid, who started on the soft tire. Those soft tires, they'll be good for a short time, but oh, not for very long for Chaos Druid. Taking a run off the track there. The Chaos will work on getting himself righted and coming back out, while we watch Shershaft chase down Disgruntled now. Shershaft with the tire advantage. And Shershaft getting the move done almost. There we go. These two drivers, they've seen each other for quite a while. Both, I believe, used to drive Tier 1 and made the jump to no assist. Had to step down a couple of tiers to get used to it. But both of them have speed in their own right. Both of them pretty good, strong, respectable drivers. Not having the best of days right now for either one, but I think we can see a strong recovery into the race. Let's take a look at our heroes and zeros while we're on with our leader. Not really anyone who stands out in particular. Shershaft really having dropped down a couple spots is the only major one, but I'd be willing to say we don't have any on this go-around. Maybe Shep for taking the lead off the Tar Heels and pulling out a 2-second gap, but not really anyone who stands out. So good race from everyone so far. staying consistent. You look behind Scuderia Chef, you can't see much, mostly an empty track. Ferrari giving us a view off the light here on the back. Can just barely see Tar Heels back there closing in. Still quite a lot of race to go. We're only a quarter of the way through it, so I wouldn't expect to see these guys pushing too super hard just yet. Most drivers on the medium tire, that'll go off in about 8 more laps. So we'll start seeing some pit stops around lap 16. This Gronald will likely stay on those tires for a little while longer. The hards extending all the way out to about lap 20. Okay, back with you in the commentary box. So I haven't seen too much action right now. The drivers keeping it clean, keeping it consistent. No one pushing too hard off the cuff yet. With the exception of a handful of spins that we've seen. There's a Ferrari going round. That'll be Shep. Shep falling back, even his teammate getting around now. And tough luck for Shep. That puts Tar Heels in a good position now. See another spinner, I believe it's disgruntled. Once you've spun once or twice, the tires get hot and it's really hard to get it back under control. And there's another spinner. That's not Lucozade, is it? It is Lucozade. So Lucozade not having a great run of it. Trying to stay out of the way of Chaos there. Chaos coming through a lap down. Now, I do not believe that Tar Heels can clinch the champion. No, Tar Heels cannot clinch the championship here because he's behind. And Lucozade can score just as many points in the next race as Tar Heels scores in this one. So Tar Heels will not be able to clinch, will be able to take the championship if he can take the lead if he can finish 14 points up. Sorry, 15 points on top of Lucozade, because the gap's currently 14. Needs one more to keep it from being a tie. Chaos now picking up the blue flags for Lucozade. Although he does decide to heed them. So bravo to Chaos. We're following the rules. Not saying, well, Ghosting can take care of it. No. Chaos is playing by the rules. Thank you, Chaos. We appreciate you. Let's catch up with the Battle of the Ferraris. This looks all too familiar. Coming down into it, and Baba Yaga's going to let him go. He says, yeah, we're not going to get into that. He's backed off quite a bit. And they'll continue to chase. That is Disgruntled, who is ahead on the soft tire. Has been lapped. I think Disgruntled has been into the pits a couple of times already today with wing damage. And we'll watch on board with one Ferrari chasing the other. Baba Yaga not making up too much ground here on Shep. Let him by. He's not in the DRS anymore. This Disgruntled is all around Hayscran. If he can make the move and stay ahead, it's not a problem. But that car, that Haas vehicle, will distract the Red Bull a little bit. Hayscran's not going to deal with it. He's going to come straight into the pits. I think pretty good timing too. I think those medium tires, they can go a little bit farther, but the hards should last just fine from here till the end of the race. So Hayscran, the first one to bite, taking the pit stop, was about 2 seconds in front of Shep. So we'll see if that gap is the same when he comes out. Whether the undercut works here, or is it going to be the overcut that will show dominance. Let's get back on board with Tar Heels and see what he will do. The pit delta here is about 22 seconds, 20 seconds-ish in that range. Lucozade picking up time penalty, looking worse and worse for Lucozade to be able to clinch the championship in this race. I do believe we'll go down to the last race of the season. These two will battle it out in Abu Dhabi. Not confirmed yet, but it's starting to look that way, I think. Hayscran, having exited the pits now, is just behind Lucozade. Excuse you. Apparently, Siri decided that she wanted to commentate as well, which we don't need. She doesn't know Formula 1 very well anyway. So Lucozade getting chased down heavy by Hayscran. Looks like Femi, the other one, to bite onto the hard tire. Picking up a penalty as they come out, though. Unfortunate for Femi there. Femi showing a lot of strength this season, although could not quite string it together. I do not believe... I don't believe Femi won a race this season. Had a few podiums, though. Let's see here. No. 2 podiums for Femi, but unable to win. Alright, so now we see Tar Heels and Shep coming in, both coming into the pits. Let's keep an eye on Hayscran. The gap was 2 seconds to both of them, one on either side. Hayscran will come out. It's going to be tight. His teammate's going to stay ahead of him for sure. He's neck and neck with the Ferrari. And he gets ahead. Stays ahead. But I do think running a little longer may have helped out. I don't know. We'll watch how the gap develops. But Scuderia Shep has pulled Hayscran in a little bit more than it was before. And in the same way, Tar Heels has pulled ahead a little bit. I think we're going to have company in the booth here. Let's see. There we are. So the Ferrari of Shep staying just within touching distance of Hayscran. Do this too. So Shep going to be pushing on the hard tire here to get caught up with Hayscran. Just under a second to get caught up.
Hello guys, hello Tac.
Hey, Maddie's joined the booth.
Yeah, welcome guys. I came this late because I have to study geography. How the race is going, Tac?
Well, we haven't seen a whole lot of overtakes yet, but the drivers are keeping it close. The championship battle looks like it will continue into the next race, into Abu Dhabi. So
yeah, I'm just gonna do a big plot twist. There will not be a next race for Lucozade and Paris. Probably they missed that because they won't be at the next race. They won't be present. They will present. So this is basically the title decided. But this is fine. You know, this is not real life at once. It's okay if they miss something. I also didn't know that few races ago. And so this is the title decided. The title will be decided today.
Okay, all right. Give me just a second. The audio is a little quiet.
Where are Tar Heels and Lucozade?
So Tar Heels at the moment is Tar Heels, I believe, is leading. Yeah, we have Tar Heels leading the race.
What lap are we?
20th, 36. So we just came back on board with Scuderia Shep getting around Tar Heels' teammate Hayscran. But no, Tar Heels leading the race by about 2.5 seconds from Shep. Lucozade is sitting back in 6th position.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt you, but how many points for pole? 2, right?
I believe it's 2 points for pole position, yes.
Yeah, so Tar Heels got pole position, and at the beginning of the race, Lucozade had 12 points lead Tar Heels then. So Darius now in what position is it? Again?
So let's see, I have to redo it because originally I forgot that this was the title deciding race. So Tar Heels is behind. Tar Heels needs to outscore Lucozade by 12 points in this race. So as they...
It's currently P1 as I see. Lucozade is P6, so Tar Heels is definitely world champion right now. And is my voice heard in the streaming? Oh, contact between Lucasade and Scuderia ship. Okay, let me see the penalties.
So your voice is a little quiet. It is coming through the stream. I did check that, but you're a little quiet.
Yeah, but I think this is a historical bug of the PlayStation. Okay. So which sorry.
Yeah, so Lucasade needs to finish second to win. If Tar Heels wins, Lucasade needs second to win the championship. If he finishes in third, he'll be 13 points behind. That's not enough. Unless he gets fastest lap.
Now for sure, almost for sure, we know that Tar Heels have definitely more possibility to win this title today. But let's remember, this isn't real life F1. This is PRL mistakes here are much more common than real life F1. I of course don't wish any driver to do a driving mistake, but it is still possible. So it's not a rule.
No.
Okay, for what driver are you following?
So I was currently on board with Lucasade just after the contact with Shep. I didn't catch it. I tried to get back as quick as I could. But Lucasade's currently chasing down Cher Shaft. Lucasade is actually being chased by his teammate, Northern Canuck. So we can keep an eye on these two.
I think they will do a team play as they have shown in the past races.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna try to put up my move on Lucasade. Currently, as in Monza where Senna Mercedes 1-2 right now is good. 1-2 here. Such a shame that this title isn't going to be decided at the very last race.
No, I agree. It would be nice to finish it off at the final race, but it's still a championship either way. It will be exciting. I think maybe what would be even more exciting is if so Scuderia Chef is sitting in third position for this championship, so he's not close enough to where he could win it. But if he was, that would be the most interesting, if he could win it in Abu Dhabi without competition.
I don't think actually Scuderia Ship can't anymore win the championship.
No, he can't. I was saying if he could, it would be interesting to see, but he's out. Yeah.
Right. But he's out of title contention.
Yep.
So also Premier Tire, do you know who has won?
I do not. Tier 3 is really the only one that I keep up with. So I know in my own tier 2, Rob Sue has taken the Drivers' Championship, the Haas car, but...
Yeah, absolutely dominated. And now actually Northern Canuck is very close on Lucasade. Has Lucasade given up and told his teammate, you can pass me, the championship is gone?
I don't think so. I don't think Lucasade's quite the type to give up. I think Northern Canuck's just running the race as best he can, and if that's right behind his teammate, then that's where it'll be.
But actually Northern he will still be ahead of Lucasade because of the 3 second penalty.
Yep.
That the British driver had.
Yep, so Northern Canuck not even really needing the overtake, but probably would like to have it anyway. And both of these drivers actually catching up on Cher Shaft, so I believe Northern Canuck would get around both of them, because Cher also has a penalty. I'm not sure of how much, though.
3 seconds.
Yep. So right now, Northern Canuck lining up to finish 5th position as they run right now. Would probably feel a little bit better if he had it on track, though, as opposed to through the penalties.
Bit of a dead moment of the race right now, so fun fact, I think this is the second commentary that I do with another person this season. The first one I have been
So you did a premier tier at the beginning of the season, and now you're doing tier 3 at the end of the season. So you've done both the extremes.
Yeah, my second commentary with someone else. I have done a lot of commentaries along the season, and for those who have followed me, they know that my stream crashed so much times. I'll try to fix that for next season, knowing that actually PRL have done overall this season a really good job with a really solid structure of this league, and we'll try obviously to do even better next year in season 6.
Yeah, I think it's been really nice how we've almost had somewhat dedicated commentary to each tier. I've covered tier 3 most of the time. I've had to miss a few races here and there. You've covered Premier Tier almost every single race this season. So it's nice to have some consistency, commentators who keep up with the championships as we go.
Yeah, just the last few races we were a bit short of commentators, maybe for school. This is maybe a thing we will have to improve. Maybe during the school period we could let some more adult guys comment that are free from school, maybe. Yeah, that's I am 15, so I recognize that.
Yeah.
So speak.
I was gonna say I've got you by about 8 years, so I no longer have school to worry about. But it can be tough sometimes with work. Work a lot gets in the way during the week a lot, so sometimes the weekends you have to take good advantage when you have them. But I understand what you mean.
Yeah. And now talking about constructor championship, could this Red Bull want to keep the championship to the Red Bull?
I think it may. I haven't really done the math on that because it's a little more complicated. I know that currently all the top 3 teams are Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari, and all 3 are still in it. I don't know if Ferrari will still be in it at the end of this race, but there is still a chance, technically, for them to win the constructors.
Yeah. And now I think that the only possibility from Lucozade to win this championship is Tyrrells maybe making a mistake plus a safety car, and this will be but 8 laps to go. As we know, Brazil is an historical but also very easy track to drive, so Tyrrells is going to chill these last 8-9 laps.
Yeah, he certainly won't want to push too hard and risk throwing it away. I know he was in a battle with Shep earlier today and kind of was not pushing as hard. Definitely has a championship to fight for, especially with this being the deciding race.
Yeah. I think it's more right that they won't be all of them won't be at the last race, neither Lucozade neither Tyrrells, because if only one of these two would have been present, they would have been given an enormous advantage.
Yep.
So better to do.
Yep, I agree. It feels fair that way.
Yeah. And another. Always speaking about title fights and championship scraps that we have this season. It has been such a shame. Tier 1 was the most epic title fight since a few races ago. It was like a 3-way title fight. And with Dr. Flick, Turtle Hooper, and Ricky Bass. It's a bit. It's a bit chilling to see these final laps of this title scrap while talking about the season that we had, what we liked, what we don't like. It's very chilling. And I remember it was really tight between Flick, Hooper and Bass. Then Bass in the second part of the season just underperformed a lot, and now I think that Flick is in the lead of the championship, and he will have his I don't know if he won the championship today, but Flick this season have shown, especially in Premier Tire, some fantastic performances, taking even a pole on the Italian Grand Prix. So I think both Flick and Hooper are going to be promoted into Premier Tire next season. And so I leave the word to you. What you like at them? What you think we need to improve for season 6?
So I think the problem is one of the things that I liked and the things that need improved are the same. I liked having 4 separate tiers. I liked having Premier and then tiers 1, 2, and 3. I really liked that division. I think it helped some with some of the skill across the tiers. But the problem now is we have very short grids. You know, I don't think we've seen a grid with more than 17 drivers. Or sorry, no, with more than like 12 or so. We haven't seen that in quite a few races. Whereas at the beginning of the season, you know, we would have nearly full grids. So I think it's a shame. And it's nice to have the division, but it's even better to have full grids. So I think next season we may be looking at. I think the admins are going to think about collapsing tiers 2 and 3 together, and then maybe shifting some of those drivers up into tier 1 to kind of space everything out a little bit better. But I really liked that division. I like some of the administrative things we've done. We've got our videos rolling out almost every week, with the highlight videos too. So there's been a lot of administrative behind-the-scenes changes that aren't immediately apparent. But having been in PRL for 4 years, 2 years, 4 seasons, you start to see some of these changes. Well, I wasn't in season 1. I'm talking about my personal experiences.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, I started racing right at the beginning of season 2, so this will round out my 4th season. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes that have been really nice to just see the league grow in that way.
5 laps to go for Tar, 5 laps to go for High School to complete Red Bull 1-2, and I remember a few races ago when Lucas was the guy who everyone thought was going to be the championship. Tarius was a bit underperforming, that he had a good comeback, and he's completing it now. I wonder with what points gap will Tarius end up ahead in the championship of Lucas in these positions. Lucas with the penalties can be 7th. So 20 points, Tarius first with 50 plus 2 with the pole position, so 32 points gained. That will be 16 points ahead of Lucas.
Yeah, that's quite a swing considering they entered this race with 14 points behind. Yeah. So what do you think of this points structure? I think this is the first season that we've used this way of scoring. Yeah, I think that's great. What do you think about this versus maybe some other leagues that you've been in, or maybe versus what real life F1 looks like?
I actually have not been in the next leagues. I have been in League 1 since 2019, but in 2019 I was a kid. I was 12 years old. I wasn't competitive at all, as I am now. Let's be clear, I'm really bad at the game. I will be like P10 in energy and my times. And yeah, what do I think about the point system? This is actually the first league that I have seen with a different point system in real life. I think that yeah, it has been a good choice, a good experiment actually, but I think using maybe the real life point system is better, because you know, real life point system have been studied to be used in real life. So it has been studied by experts, if we can call them like that, and give all the 20 drivers points. It doesn't seem fair to me. Like, imagine Nicolas Latifi getting 1 point every race. It shouldn't be fair. But now, despite the comments on how it has been this season, let's enjoy these 3 laps that divide the Tyrrells from his first title.
I believe so.
Oh. Okay. Now 3 laps will become 2 in a matter of seconds. Nice completing the 1-2, and I give the word to.
Right. So we are we're on board with Tar Heels on the penultimate lap here. We haven't done much of a lap tour throughout the race, but that's okay. I think we're pretty much towards the end now. It's been a tough scrap, and the difference maker between Lucozade and Tar Heels, I can't speak to what they've done privately, but I know I've seen Tar Heels in a lot of the Tier 2 races practicing ahead of time, and I haven't seen Lucozade quite as many times, so I'm thinking maybe some of that extra practice really helped Tar Heels out, put him in this position to get ahead here late. It's like you said earlier, in the middle of the season, it wasn't looking too good. Lucozade was coming out, doing really well, winning a few races and scoring a lot of points. But as they've come down into this final stretch here, they've really started to separate, or well, not separate as much, but in this last race they've started to separate. So,
yeah, I am asking, can I make a last lap commentary all in Italian?
Sure, go for it. Should I go to a Ferrari car as well?
So, ultimo giro della gara, Tyrrells in testa e Icegram ha appena preso un'impressione di penalità, ma è 6 secondi avanti a Baba Yaga, so non cambierà molto la sua gara. Lucozade ce l'ha messa tutta questa stagione, è stato un ottimo contendente al titolo per Tyrrells, ma al momento è sesto, ma questi 2 ragazzi hanno dato un'ottima lotta al titolo. Tyrrells sta affrontando il secondo settore per poi andare all'ultimo e terzo settore. Questa, anche se manca un'altra gara ad Abu Dhabi, questo è comunque il title decider, perché Tyrrells e Lucozade non saranno presenti all'ultima gara. Tyrrells inizia adesso l'ultimo settore per arrivare al rettilineo finale. Shero Shaft ha passato Femi Trustmaster, ma questo importa poco. Tyrrells arriva sulla linea del traguardo per vincere il Gran Premio del Brasile e vincere il titolo mondiale. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Maddie, and I know all one of our Italian audience thanks you as well.
Have you understood something?
Right.
Do you know some Italian? Let's speak about Italian language later now. Let's know Tyrrells.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, so Tar Heels, excellent job. Let's see if we can invite him in. Let's see if he'll join us for some commentary. I'll invite him to the party.
Actually, my parents will will get mad if they still see me at PlayStation at this time, so maybe you can interview him, and I'm turning off the PlayStation right now. Thank you guys, it's been wonderful to comment Tier 3 this season, and bye Tuck.
Alright.
Nice to comment with you.
Good to talk with you.
Yeah, thanks.
right.
Try to
Ciao.
invite. Ciao, 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 ciao.
All right, so a little Italian flair to our commentary, something we're not used to here in Tier 3, but it's always welcome, especially when my mate Nico's not in the box. We'll see if Tar Heels will join. He may not have a microphone hooked up, so we will hang out for a little bit. But he'll hoist that first place trophy high, and he'll hoist his championship trophy high, as he is now clinched. With the drivers not participating in the final race, Tar Heels has clinched the championship. So well done to Tar Heels. He will be the first ever Tier 3 champion in PRL. So well done to Tar Heels there. Let's go through the rest of the grid while we're waiting to see if we can have a visitor. You have Hayskran locking out the Red Bull 1-2. Baba Yaga in third, Sheriff Shaft in fourth, Lucasade taking fifth position, Northern Canuck in sixth, Femi Thrustmaster in seventh, Scuderia Shep in eighth, Chaos Druid ninth, and Dutch 10th, with Disgruntled rounding out the grid for us. So we will be back next week in Abu Dhabi, but our two title contenders will not be. So, with that, it sounds like we do have a visitor. No, you're not too late. Welcome, Tar Heels. Welcome to the booth. So, with this, you're the champion. You're the first ever Tier 3 champion. How's it feel? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me check something here, because they say they can't hear you on the stream, which would ruin the point of the interview. Let's see. Let's take just a quick second. I don't want to hold you too long. You've sure got things to do today. But, let's see. Let's see. Let me check. Let's see. Bringing them up onto the podium with you every weekend, yeah? Not every? Understand. Right. Yeah, okay, so it seems like your voice isn't coming through, so I'll kind of repeat a little bit of what you've what you shared. So happy to be here. You said you had a rough season last season, but this season you've had some up and downs, but really recovered. Impressed with Lucasade, how fast Lucasade was, but you're happy you pulled it out. Got your son with you, enjoying probably not the champagne, but maybe some apple juice. And did I cover it pretty well? All right. Anything else for all your fans in PRL? Alrighty. So excited for the next season. Looking forward to the merge, and looking forward to dominating next season. Is that right? That's exactly what he said, folks. Word for word. All right, we'll swing Lucasade in.
Hey guys, congrats Tar Heels. Well deserved title, man. Really good job. Yeah, it's good fun. You pushed me. I just couldn't quite do it. I had a little spin on the last corner. But yeah, you completely deserved it. So yeah, well done to you, man. Yeah, but yeah, good. And also thanks a lot for the comms tack all season. It's been
Yes,
great,
sir.
honestly.
So it looks like in the stream they can hear you, Lucasade. So as runner up, we can give you a little interview too. So what brought you to this moment? Because I was pretty convinced halfway through the season you were going to run away with this thing.
I think everyone just upped their game a lot. So I noticed in the time trials that my differentials were just nowhere near as big as they used to be. I think they were 1 second at one point. But everyone fought back like incredibly well. And the racing was always really intense. No one just let me through, which is good. It's good to race hard. So yeah, certainly the competition was there. And Tar Heels, well, if you look at the stats, towards the end of the season, he was just out qualifying me everywhere. And really, I think early season it was my quali that was getting me the points. So yeah, completely deserves it. Honestly, just caught up, almost a bit of a Max Hamilton season, but without the toxicity, I guess. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, you guys, I've always enjoyed watching Tier 3 and been able to commentate for you guys because everybody drives so respectfully. It's really great to see, and in the behind the scenes, everybody chatting in the Discord, everybody's really respectful of each other. So it's been great to
Oh, I
see.
realized why
It's
people
been a
couldn't
great
hear
season
me.
to
There's
watch.
this party audio setting feature I didn't have enabled.
Okay, so
I always forget
we might have you. Well, wait, I think
Nice.
Baba Yaga's been checking us out. He can let us know.
Yeah, commiserations to Shep as well, because I know I think he had a moment, and I just tapped him on that last corner. Seemed to be my just bugbear place, so yeah, apologies to him. There was a gap there. I think it was a racing incident, but yeah, still not good. He had a great season, though. I think he finished third, so shout out to Shep.
Okay, yeah. So now we got both drivers fully in the booth now, so that's good. So both of you guys, one of you was either on the podium or both of you shared the podium in every single race this season up until Canada. So how do you guys feel about Canada? Any hard feelings with the Canadians that we need to pass along? We do have a few in the league, so.
You know what's hilarious is that I won the Tier 2 race that weekend.
Actually, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just I guess I put everything into the Tier 2 race, and then I got out there I qualified good, and then I just started spinning right away. Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt like I had good pace. I just my mind wasn't into that race.
Yeah. Well, that was
nice.
something that Maddie and I discussed too, or maybe I discussed it with you. You appeared in most of the Tier 2 races. Do you think that practice helped you out?
Oh, for sure. I wasn't able to get as much practice as I would have liked during the week. And so, being able to spend that hour racing right before Tier 3, I think it helped me most weeks. When we had different weather, like if it was raining the Tier 2 race and it was dry in Tier 3 race, that kind of messed me up a little bit.
Sure.
But in general, it was a big help.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna
guys.
miss the Tier 3 practice races next season.
Well, you can always slide into the Tier 1 race and practice there before you come into
Oh,
Tier 2.
I don't belong there.
So, alrighty. Well, it's been good to do some post-race interviews. I like this. We may have to keep this up into next season, but any final words from the two of you?
I just want to say thank you for all the comms you've done this season. It's been really cool to go back and watch the streams.
Oh, yeah.
And
No worries.
thank you, Lucas Aid, for a great season. I've like I said, I've really enjoyed the battle, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, likewise, man. Thanks so much for the great racing, and yeah, I guess I'll see you next season. We'll see what tier we end up in, but yeah, I assume I'll see you on the track. Hopefully not in the wall, and yeah, have some fun.
Alrighty. Well, this has been Tar Heels and Lucas Aid in the booth with me, Tag Delta. This has been Performance Racing League Tier 3 in our 5th season. And I will see you guys next week, but these two guys will not see you next week. So we appreciate everybody for tagging along, and see you in the desert.